let's transition more now to AI. We haven't talked a lot. Visage is AI, deeply also integrated with AI. What are your thoughts on LLMs, on this, things that are happening on a high level, and maybe we dive deeper if it
I will actually go back 26 years or so when I was still in university, and one of the subjects was artificial intelligence. So it's something that is now, we have seen this happen a few times, but it's something that seems new, right? It's not new at all. So we were doing small neural networks back then. The problem is that the hardware was not capable enough to run any model that will do anything. But I remember doing experiments like with this betting in football when we were still in university. We had a group of friends that we were betting in these official bets. And in the subject of artificial intelligence, we had to do something, a neural network that will do something. And one of the friends said, okay, I will do one. I will train with historical data for the last 15 years of all the matches and all the results and so on. And let's see how good it is at predicting. It was very bad. Now the computers have the power to do this. And it's something that also happened with VR. VR was back in the 80s. We have VR. It was crap. Now the computers are able, so it's coming back. It's there are times in history where things happen that you don't know where they will go. It happened with the first industrial revolution, second industrial revolution. Happened many times. And whenever it happens, I think that we all think, yeah, this is not good because it will change what we know. It will change how we do things. It will make us dumber. It will make us lazier. That happened with everything. When I was still a kid, I remember my first computer I had when I was 6 years old. It was monochrome, like before the Super Nintendo, all these kind of things. Then arcades, game consoles, and the thing was like video games are making people stupid. No, everybody has a game console in their phone, and humanity is kind of okay still. I think it's first is unavoidable. Second, I think it's good. But also we have to measure the hype. Again, the hype. The LLMs have a limit. LLMs seem like a supernatural thing. When you interact with Claude or with OpenAI, ChatGPT, with whatever, it's great. Sometimes they hallucinate, sometimes not. But there is a cap. It doesn't matter how much money you put in, there is a cap. But there will be something else that will come out. And as much as LLMs are the public thing, like recent advances in AI are huge. Like I remember when I was still in university, one of the biggest problems was protein folding. That is still to this day. So I didn't protein folding. Okay. So proteins, even simple proteins, the interactions between the electromagnetic fields on their components make them twist in different ways. The way they twist is what will ultimately determine their useful use. And I remember that IBM built this huge computer, the biggest computer in the world at the time, Blue Gene, just to simulate protein folding. Mm-hmm. What unlocked protein folding was Google. They did AlphaFold, and then AlphaFold 2. I was actually recently watching a video about this, how there was a competition for trying to estimate protein folding, and people tried with different things, and the level of accuracy was very low. It was established like if you managed to get 90%, so being 100% that you perfectly determine how the protein fold, and 0, it has nothing to do. If you get to a level of 90% of accuracy, you are good. Like that, it can be used. So only a few years ago, it happened. Like AlphaFold 2, I think it was AlphaFold 2, managed to surpass the 90%. And then, like, determining how proteins fold and making catalogs and their interactions and so on, it's exploded. Like from a few thousand to hundreds of millions in a few years. that has impact in all areas of life, medicine, biology, absolutely everything. And it wasn't on my AI.
Back to your sports results thing. Do you think it was a compute issue or lack of data?
Well, it's hard to analyze now after 20-something years, but also the problem with this, as the same as with my application, is that if you predict, at the end it will predict the most probable outcome.
Yeah.
If you get the most probable outcome, you will not get money in betting. Usually you bet for something that is unlikely, and that is where the money is. So, yeah, in this case, I don't know, but it was pretty bad. I remember it was worse than any of us. And as I said, I don't even like football, so it was not the most accurate. But I think it was the size, mainly the size. Also, when you are doing neural networks, you can do many things. So I don't know from the outside if people perception of AI is just black magic, or they have an idea that it can be easy or hard, because sometimes it's presented like, you have this training data, you train a computer to do something, you give examples, it figures it out. You have to define how that neural network is. You need to define how many input neurons, how many intermediate layers, if we are talking about convolutional neural networks. And then you have to train, and changing the number of layers, changing the number of neurons in the layers, changing the activation function in the layers will change the output. So there are a lot of parameters. So one of the things that we do is hyperparameter tuning. You tune some of these things. You do small bursts of training, changing things, and you start taking the one that is more promising. So yeah, it's quite hard. It's a big thing. I think there will be a lot of people working on AI on different things. And as I said before, as much as LLMs are very shiny, I think there will be more things that will be coming.